Hello and welcome to Modern Skills in English. Today we're talking about a feeling almost every student knows, being busy. That feeling of working all day, crossing things off a list, but ending the week no closer to your big goals.
That's exactly it. The new semester just started and I already feel behind. I have this huge list of things I want to achieve. Get really good grades, find a great internship for the summer, maybe work on a personal project. But my daily to-do list is just endless. I study, I go to class, I do the homework. I work all day, but at night, when I lie down, I feel like I haven't moved an inch closer to the big things. It's exhausting. I'm just running in place.
It's a frustrating feeling, and it makes you wonder, if working this hard isn't creating progress, what will? So let me ask a question that might seem a little strange. When you plan your work, where are you looking?
What do you mean? I look at my calendar, my assignments, my to-do list for the day. Where else would I look?
Most students start right there. They wake up and ask, what do I have to do today? It feels responsible, it feels productive, but what if that's the trap? What if the first step to making real progress isn't looking at today at all? What if it's about looking somewhere else entirely?
Somewhere else? Like tomorrow? My weekly plan?
Even further. Much, much further. The problem for most students isn't their work ethic, it's their starting point. We think we need to build a path forward, step by step into a foggy future. But the clearest path is never built forward, it's built backward.
Backward? I don't understand. How can you plan backward from something that hasn't happened yet?
That is the perfect question. It starts by challenging a very common student belief. Most of us think we have clear goals. You said you want a great internship. That sounds like a goal, right?
Yes, of course. It's the main thing I'm aiming for this year.
But what is it really? A great internship. Can you hold it? Can you describe it in perfect detail? What company? What role? What specific skills will you be using on a Tuesday afternoon?
Well, I haven't figured all that out yet. I guess something in marketing or maybe tech. A good company, one that looks good on a resume.
And that's the issue. That isn't a goal. It's a wish. It's a vague dream. And you cannot build a plan from a dream because it's not solid. Your brain doesn't know what to do with it. So instead, it just does busy work, things that feel like they might help, like reading random articles or tweaking your resume for the 10th time. To build a real plan, the destination has to be completely tangible.
So you're saying I need to know the exact company and job title? That seems difficult. I don't know what's possible yet.
It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be specific. Pick one, a real company, a real role you can find online. Let's say a digital marketing intern at Spotify. Can you picture that?
Yes, okay. I can see that. Digital marketing intern at Spotify. It feels much more real.
Exactly. It's a tangible destination. It's a real place on the map. Now we can start planning. And this brings us to the second problem, our instinct to plan forward. We stand here today and we look at that distant goal and try to guess all the steps to get there. Right, so I'd start listing things, improve my marketing skills, get good grades, work on my resume, network. And how do you feel when you look at that list? Overwhelmed, immediately. Where do I even start? Each one of those is a huge project. This is the forward planning trap. It shows you the whole mountain you have to climb from the very bottom. Of course it's overwhelming. So let's not do that. Let's imagine we are magicians. We've teleported you to the future. You have the internship. It's your first day at Spotify. Feel it. You did it.
Okay, I'm picturing it. It feels good.
Now, from that finish line, look backward. What was the very last thing that happened right before you got that job offer?
I suppose I had to accept the offer. But before that, I had a successful final interview.
Great. So the milestone just before day one is ace the final interview. Now, what had to happen right before you could ace that interview?
I had to get invited to the interview.
And before that?
My application had to impress someone enough to get me an interview.
And what was on that application that impressed them?
My grades, of course, but also probably a project. A real marketing project I did myself that shows I have skills, something I could talk about in the interview. Ah, I see what's happening. We're not guessing a path forward. We're just connecting the dots backward.
Exactly. You're discovering the path, not inventing it. It was always there. Working backward reveals the correct sequence of events. So now we have a much clearer goal. Your next major milestone isn't get an internship, it's complete a tangible marketing project to put on your application. Doesn't that feel more manageable?
Yes, much more. It's still a big project, but it's a single project. I'm not worried about interviews or networking right now. I just have to focus on that.
This leads us to the final and maybe most important turning point. It's the reason our daily to-do lists make us feel so busy but unproductive. We confuse projects with tasks.
What's the difference?
Complete a marketing project is a project. It's big, it has many steps, and it takes a long time. If you write work on marketing project on your to-do list for Monday, what happens at the end of the day?
I might have worked on it for 3 hours, but it's still not done, so I can't cross it off. I feel like I didn't accomplish anything.
And you'll probably procrastinate on starting because the idea of work on project is so vague. Your brain doesn't know the first physical action to take. A task, however, is different. A task is a single, small action that you can complete in one sitting. A project is made of tasks. Every project is just a collection of its smallest parts, its essential component pieces.
So you're saying I need to break the project down?
Into the tiniest possible tasks. Your milestone is complete a marketing project. What is the first component of that? Maybe just deciding on the topic. So what's a task you could do tomorrow?
Brainstorm 3 possible project ideas for 30 minutes.
Perfect. Can you do that?
Yes, easily.
And can you cross it off your list when you're done?
Yes, it would feel great.
And the next task might be research company X's marketing strategy for 1 hour. Then outline my project plan based on that research. Each one is small, clear, and completable. You are no longer working on a project. You are completing a series of simple, concrete tasks. And those tasks, when you follow the sequence, will inevitably lead you to your tangible destination.
That makes so much sense. So the problem isn't that I'm not working hard enough. It's that I'm trying to do projects instead of tasks, and my projects aren't connected to a clear, backward-planned goal.
Precisely. You were trying to steer a ship without a rudder and without a destination. Now you have both.
Okay, this sounds great, like a perfect, logical plan. But life isn't perfect or logical. What if I do all this planning and something changes? What if Spotify isn't hiring interns next summer? Or what if I fail at one of the steps? It feels very rigid. I see other successful students and they just look like they work hard on everything all the time. Are they really doing all this?
That is such an important question. The students who seem to be succeeding by just working hard are often following a path that someone else, a parent, a teacher, a school program, has already designed backward for them. They were given the sequence. But for your own unique goals, you have to build it yourself. And you're right, life is messy. This system is not about creating a rigid, unbreakable plan. It's not a prison, it's a compass.
A compass.
Yes, its only job to clarify what you need to do today to move in the right direction. If the destination changes, if Spotify is no longer the goal, you don't throw away the system, you just pick a new tangible destination and work backward again. The skill isn't in following the plan perfectly. The skill is the process of creating clarity for yourself, over and over again. The plan must be able to adapt. So if you fail at a step, you don't give up. You just ask, okay, that didn't work. What is another component task I can try to achieve this milestone? The destination is still there. You just found a dead end, so you backtrack and try another path. Without the plan, failure feels final. With the plan, failure is just information.
So it's not about having a perfect map to the future. It's about knowing exactly what my next single step should be because I know the direction I'm walking. And if the path is blocked, I can still see the destination and find a new step. The plan gives me focus, not a prison.
You've got it. That's the entire shift in thinking from I need to be busy to I need to be clear.
Wow. So my next step isn't to make a giant to-do list for tomorrow. It's to make my internship goal more tangible, to actually sit down and define it.
Exactly. And once that destination is real and specific, you can work backward to figure out the right sequence of milestones to get there.
Right. And I won't put those big milestones on my daily list. I'll break them down into their smallest component parts. I need to clarify what the first tiny action is. That's all I need to worry about tomorrow.
And you now have a system that lets you adapt to whatever happens because you'll always be able to create clarity again. You're no longer just working, you're building.
Wow. So my next step isn't to make a giant to-do list for tomorrow. It's to make my internship goal more tangible, to actually sit down and define it.
Exactly. And once that destination is real and specific, you can work backward to figure out the right sequence of milestones to get there.
Right. And I won't put those big milestones on my daily list. I'll break them down into their smallest component parts. I need to clarify what the first tiny action is. That's all I need to worry about tomorrow.
And you now have a system that lets you adapt to whatever happens because you'll always be able to create clarity again. You're no longer just working, you're building.
I feel lighter. For the first time, I don't feel like I have to do 100 bins tomorrow. I just need to do one thing. Sit down and define the destination. That's it. Everything else can wait.
And that is real progress. Hello to everyone listening. We hope this conversation brought some clarity. If there's a specific challenge or topic you're thinking about, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments below.